Hello and welcome to my first episode of Budget Brides Hair and Make. This is where I show brides on a budget how to do certain makeup and hair looks when they can't afford an MUA or a hairstylist. I have been doing hair for 16 years. I've also done makeup for a very long time, but professionally I've done it about a year now. So I am very experienced. I will be giving you lists on what you could buy to carry out the looks and things like that. I will always recommend products that I think are amazing and also alternative products. But let's get to it. The first look is one suggested by one of my followers and it's here. And this is a look I carried out on the beautiful Laura. She's one of my gorgeous brides. So I'm going to show you how to get this natural smoky eye look at home at an affordable price. Go in with skincare / skin prep. Now this is extremely important, especially for that special day. You want your skin hydrated, plump and glowy, and this is something I literally recommend to everyone. It's Epaderm. Now I've got oily skin, I've also got dry skin, so I've got combination skin. This is amazing to go under makeup. It hydrates your skin but it doesn't leave it really oily. It hasn't got loads of rubbish in, and it's just, I recommend it to everyone with any skin condition or no skin condition or oily skin. Like, this is amazing. Your skin is generally oily because it needs hydrated, so this is like the best thing. Like, I won't recommend anything else. So that's the first thing that needs to go on your skin. Right, so while that's doing its job on your skin, I'm using my eyebrow gel. I'm just taking a little bit. Now this is the best, I'm not just saying it, the reason I get this made is because it's the best I've used. So yeah, it goes on glossy, it dries matte. I've got so many customers that love their brows when this is done. So yeah, I'm going to go in and shape the brow with this. It's just so easy to work with, and it's designed to be used with the pen that I have brought out as well, so it just works so nicely together. Okay, Vinny. So once it's on, it's not going anywhere as well. So once it's on, I just push it down to seal them hairs down. That's done. I haven't got a lot of hairs to work with, so other people's brows are always a lot better than what mine turn out, because I literally have no brows. So bear that in mind when you're watching this, because other people don't have such a sparse brow as me, unless you are a 90s child and you plucked your brows to death. So now that's on, that literally took, what, a minute and a half to do both brows. Now that needs to dry, so we can go on to the next step of the brow. So let that dry. Once it's matte, you come back to the brows. So now I'm going in with my number 5. I think this is coffee or brown, it's one of the two. And I'm just, this is going to get rubbed off. So now I'm just like drawing a rough line. And then you just go in ever so soft-handedly and draw fake hairs on your brows. If you've already got a lot of hairs, you literally just fill in the gaps or make them a bit darker. That's lovely singing, Vinny. Now this looks crazy, I appreciate that. I'm going to do the other side and then I'm going to come back and show you how I clean them up. Now I appreciate this looks absolutely nuts, but I assure you, once we clean it up, it's going to look amazing. So what I tend to use is this little microfiber tip thing. First, You don't have to use this, you can use one of these, but I just think this gives like a better result because it's smaller, you know, like it gets where you should have lines. Now I might have to go back in with the pen after to like clean up any gaps that I've made with this, but honestly it is worth just going backwards and forwards because it looks really natural when you're finished. As you can see, that was really easy to clean up. Obviously I'm not totally finished yet, but what I'll do is I'll go in with this one and just get rid of all the wet, but it also takes away the glue that has fell on the edges as well. So now I can say I need to add a little bit of pen here and just a tiny little bit there to even it out. But I'm going to clean this side up and then add up where I need to go. So this eyebrow doesn't need anything doing, it just needs cutting in with the base after. This literally just needs a little bit of filling in where I've rubbed it away. But on camera it looks a little bit different to on the mirror, because actually it's not that gappy in real life, which is something you've got to be aware of. If you make videos and things, you've got to remember your face does look different in real life. So that's the brows done, and as you can see, I mean, I started with nothing, now I've got little brows there. So these are things that you're going to have to invest in if you want to have this makeup look. However, you can get different palettes that have the same colours in, which may be cheaper. PLouise base, this is in rumour 2, and the Vine XL palette for Bridal. You're also going to need a flat round brush. I think you can get cheaper ones at like the likes of Superdrug and that. Start with a little bit on the back of your hand. And also you're going to need tape for this look. It doesn't matter how much of a good makeup artist you are, you're going to need tape. Let's find the end. I just find tape is like makes the look really crisp and finished nicely. So what you want to do is you want to lift the eyes with any look. So what you want to do is follow your eye line, like where your waterline ends, and just carry it on as if you were carrying that on up your face. So once your tape's on, you just want to dab in to the base. A little goes a long way with this. I've just got my mirror here so I can look in the mirror. You just want to outline your brow. Don't go too close to the brow because you want it crisp. You don't want to get the base on the eyebrows. And then you just want to fill in the whole eye with this. So once you've got that all over, you just want to pat it in place. And this dries off. It traps air between the base and the brush, which is something PLouise teaches us. And it dries down the formula, and then the formula turns demi-matte, but it is sticky for your eyeshadow. So you want 3 different sized brushes for this look. Well, 4 different sized brushes for this look. Mine aren't the cleanest. These aren't my professional ones. These are just my home ones. So out of this palette, I'm going to start with the shade Union. And I'm using a little fluffy brush. This is the 275 brush from PLouise. And what you want to do with this first shade is just concentrate on this outer bit and getting the colour on. This is what us makeup artists call the transition shade, and it just goes between our eyeshadow and our eyeshadow base really, and it's just to give a nice smooth gradient to the colour. So we're just patting it down really at first, holding the end of the brush so we're not being too heavy handed. The further down the brush you are, the more precise you're going to be, and for now we don't need to be precise, we're just dabbing on colour. So I'm going to go in again on that same colour just to build up the colour payoff that we're getting. This is a really simple, natural but quite effective look that we're going for. So you will see that makeup is there, but it's not too overpowering, if you know what I mean. So now the colour is on, we've patted that on, we just want to blend out the edges slightly, like so. Obviously different looks will look different on different people's eyes as well. But that's our first shade down. Now we want to go in with a similar brush to before but slightly smaller. This is the 235 in the PLouise brush. And the colour that we're going for now is the Charming one. This is a slightly darker, cooler toned shade, and we want to do this just on the outer corner in a little triangle, like so. You can see the colour starting to build up. So we're going to dip again, minimum 3 times doing this. Now you've got your shape down, you're just sort of blotting it on everywhere that you've done. The good thing is to just do it, look straight in the mirror and see how it's going to look with your eyes open. That's just Vinny in the background again. Keeping it very soft. I am looking in the mirror. And as you can see, it's building up that colour and that shape. We don't want to go above the transition colour that we've laid down. And again, like so. Like that. Now we want to go in with a smaller brush again, but not too small. So it's a similar type of brush, it's a fluffy brush, but it's smaller again. And the shade I want to go for is Blessings. Now this is the darkest we're going on this look because we want it very natural still. So now we're just making a smaller triangle where we were before in the same shape. And we're making it soft, we're not doing crisp lines. Obviously the smaller the brush, the harsher the lines will also be, so just bear that in mind. Excuse you, Vinny. I think someone's wanting attention. Right. So now that's down, we want to go back over with the colours again. So we went in with Charming. We'll just do that around the edges. And then we want to go in with, which one was it? Union. And just sharpen that up again. Blend it out, not sharpen. Blend it out. And there, it's creating a very soft, smoky eye. Now what I'm going to do now, I am going to go back in again with the same colours going down. So we're back in with Charming. And then again with Blessings. And then I just want to take Union again, just to blend out the edges so that there's no harsh lines. And then what I want to do is find the brush that I was using before for the eye base, which is here. Now I'm not going to be going in really like detail, but I just want to pat a little bit of that eye base here. Like so. And I'm using the brush that I said, like an extra brush, but this is more flat, but it's not completely flat. And I'm going to go in with the shade Milestone, which is like a creamy beige. And then I'm going to blend out the edges like so. And then I'm going to go in again. And blend out the edges. Gives an almost cut crease, but it's not as sharp. So once we've blended those shades together with the Union shade, that's it pretty much done. I do want to make this just go a little bit further up, so I am going to add more of Charming in this area. But there, you can play around and just do what suits you really. That's the beauty with makeup, there is no set rules, this is just a base just that you can start from, you know. So now that's done, we're going to take off this. And that is why I said we need the tape, because you can't, no human hand can get a line so crisp. And then if you don't like the crisp look, which I believe I didn't do as much of a crisp look for Laura, just blend out the edge of it. But it will look a lot different when you've put your base on as well, which is, I'm going to do this off camera and then we're going to go on to the base. So that's the other eye done. Now I personally like my outer corner going in a little bit darker, so what I'm going to do for those who also like that, I'm going to reline the tape. And I'm going to show you how I would do it for myself, because I like it a little bit more darker here. So I'm going to go in with a black. This black is No Objections, but you can go in with any. And I just, if you look here, I just stamp it along the waterline. I like a wing is what I was supposed to say. So I'm creating a wing along the waterline, just on the outer for now. Now this will make the look more heavy. It's down to personal preference. And then I will just add a little bit more. And the colour that I was using before, Bride Tribe, no, it was Blessings, sorry. I will just go on top of that line again, just to give it a little bit more dimension, and then blend it out. And then I'm going to go back in with the black again, just to give a smoky wing. Because that's what I prefer. And then I'm going to do the other side off camera again. But obviously if you like the look as it was, that's fine. I just prefer a little bit of a wing. And there we have it. The lashes I have had on since 2 days ago, so they might look a bit dodgy, but we're going to fix that later. First of all, we're going to carry on with the base. So to even up, I mean, look at that. That is such a lovely, natural, but quite glammy bridal look already. So for the base, I like to use the Liliduro one. It's got 3 different colours in, and it just evens out the skin tone without putting a layer really on your skin. It's really nice. So I use this as a primer, and you'll see it just evens the skin tone out a bit. My skin feels so good, and it's thanks to the Epaderm and this concoction. That's all I use. Like, I'm due on my period literally any day, and my skin's just looking amazing. Like, if I do say so myself, I used to have like acne, and I used to sit and pick my skin. Now I don't, and I use that combination, and it just, my skin is so bouncy. Look. And I think that bottle costs like £3 or something. Anyway, so what I'm going to go in with next. So I'm not being very porous today. Like, my skin's quite alright, but I am going to show you. I use Blocker Clock. Yes? What? I use Blocker Clock when I am a bit more oily. And I'm just doing this for the oily girls so that you can see what I use. So I'll just put it here. What? What? I just put it like along my T-zone. I rub it in and then pat it in. But I be quite rough with it to make sure. What? To make sure it goes into the pores. What? What? This is what it's like having a 1-year-old boy who's got like a 4-year-old brain. No. Yes, you. Never mind, no, I'm telling Daddy. So that just fills out the pores a little bit. I'm loving this eye look. I think it's very sexy, sultry, but very pretty for bridal. We're not finished with the eyes yet though, so bear with. 2 minutes. Right, so now that I've prepped the skin, I don't really have any dark patches under my eyes today. But if I did, I would use this. It's Blush Balm in Can't Coat with Coral. But anything hydrating that's got a peachy tone under your eyes will help so much with dark patches. So bear that in mind. Any red patches, like here and here, they're not red enough to do this, but if you had like really, really red patches, I would use something like with a minty green tone. So I would use a similar brush to what you had before. I'm using the Blush Balm. No, it's not. It's the Balm Concealer made by Mitchell in BB1. And I'm just going to go along here. Now it looks full coverage, but it's not really. It is quite sheer. So I do go in with 2 types of concealer. So I'm just going down the nose like so. This is how I like to contour. I like to use highlighter primarily. Now I'm going to cut this a little bit with the concealer too. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna Go. Yes. And then under here. And then here. And then down the nose. What? Yeah? Like so. So next I'm going to go in with the Peaches and Cream. This is my all-time favourite cream bronzer. Peaches and Cream bronzer in Sunshade. And what I'm going to do is give it a swirl with this kind of brush. And put this not on here. And around here. He's doing it on purpose. He's got loads to play with and eat. And this looks scary, and I say this to everyone, it will look scary at first, but trust the process. And then I just want to lightly dust it down there as well. Like so. Everyone loves when I do a base for a reason, and it's because it's full coverage but it's really light and glowy. So the way I get this is conceal and bronze, and then I use Fine Skin Tint. This one's in shade 2. And then I mix that with a tiny little bit of NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is in shade Yukon. Tiny little bit. And then I'm going to get this kind of brush. And I'm just going to... This is probably a little bit light to what I normally go for. But it will work out in the end. Just trust the process. And that literally one swipe, that one dab on my hand, my face, is now covered in foundation. Now we can start blending it with the bronzer. Now you do have to go back on in with the bronzer. But that's how we're looking so far. And it just gives a really light but glowy, good coverage foundation. Like I said, I am going to go back in with the bronzer just to deepen bits that need it. And then I will use the brush that I applied everything with to blend it out. Now you have a more warmer toned. Now it doesn't matter what skin tone I am putting makeup on. You could be a deep tone skin girl, very light, medium, whatever. I will use these same products because I buy from places that do cater to all skin tones. Now that's done. I'm going to go in with Pink Camo Concealer. This is like the lightest or one of the lightest shades. Take Cover it's called. And I am just putting it in the inner corner, the outer corner, underneath. Pretty much all the places that we were before. And this just helps contour even further without having to overload your face with a lot of bronzer, especially when you're a fair-skinned girl. Bronzer's not always the best tool to use for contouring. And then brush this down so that your cheek is cut. Now we've got a chiseled jaw. I think I will put a little tiny bit more bronzer here just to keep it Obviously the nose is going to look weird at the moment because I haven't done the other side. But there we go. Compare the other side. So I'm going to do the other side off camera and then come back. So now I've finished with the base. As you can see, it's really glowy and full-ish coverage and snatched. Now I'm going in with my very own brand. Now this looks terrifying, it's really not once it's blended out. So I'm putting that on and then I'm going in with the brush that I use to blend the face out. Now this is enriched in skincare, so as you can see, it's so glowy. Put a little bit on your lip. And again, that just brings up this snatch look. And what I tend to do is just put a little bit of concealer along this line, just so it's not as liney, and then again blend. So now we want to set all this before it starts moving. And look how glowy and perfect that base is. I don't think I've seen a base as perfect as this. My lips look dodgy at the minute, just ignore it. One moment while I get a pad. I say pad, but I actually really like using beauty blenders at the moment to put powder on. So got translucent powder. This one's from Flower Nose, but you can, I like NARS is another favourite one. And just stab your beauty blender in. And now I just want to go out in, and then I feel like this prevents, like just if you wiggle it through the creases, it prevents creasing. It's amazing. That's a technique that I just decided on my own. Then once I've done that, I will go around here, around all the bits. I don't do my whole face because I literally set with bronzer here and blusher here, so it's not too much powder. And as you can see, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look too, like, compared to that side, and it's still glowy. I'm going to do the other side. Just again, wiggle it through the creases so that it's not want to sit in the creases, it's gonna manipulate through. And that's the setting with powder. Now I'm going in with Doll Beauty bronzer, and I'm just going to set the bronzer. This is what life is like. If you needed a sign not to have kids, this would be it. There. And as you can see, it's still very glowy and cover it. He's messing with me. Now to set the blush, I'm going in with the Morphe blush palette, and I'm using this peachy shade just to dab on top. Like so. Now to set all that powder in place, I'm using at the moment Super Dewy Fix and Spray from Revolution, but I do change from time to time. We've let the setting spray dry, so let's go on to, this is for girls who like a more pronounced eye, which I do, and I thought it would be good to still include this. So you get a flat brush, black eyeshadow, which you can use the one you were using before, but this one I've already put it away, so I had this on hand. And you just want to go along your lash line that you've already got. Like so. And then I normally go on the outer corner as well, just to finish the look. And then it just sort of blend it out. It just makes the eyes pop a little bit more. That setting spray's got a really nice candy scent afterwards. It smells lovely. But look at the base. Beautiful. Now for the lips, Laura has a very brown liner on the outside. This is my own brand in Mercy. I like to work in segments so that it doesn't dry too quick, because once these are dry they're hard to move and it becomes clumpy like any other matte product. So it's best to get a segment down. And just blend it out. So she has like a brownie nudie lip, so that is what I'm trying to recreate here. So that's my lip liner. That is 12-hour wear. Obviously it depends if you're eating, drinking, what your skin type is. Then the same blush that I've used on my face. And this is my favourite lip combo of all time. And then I just put some gloss on top. And this is the finished look.